Okay, given what happened to us when we went to Starkey's, I have planned some dispersed camping up by Newport Richey. So that's coming this weekend. It's Christmas now, so we have the day off, but we don't really celebrate Christmas. So we're going to hike out and find a spot that we're going to camp from the parking area just to make sure this weekend we can just go right to it. So I thought we'd go ahead if we can find a spot and wood and stuff and have some lunch out there. So I'm using, this is what I'm taking with me. Gear video. So I'm taking the new bag that I got from a queso with me. It's about perfect for the day pack. One thing I will note is this isn't like jute twine, but it's like a string, some cardboard. It's the tag that came on it, and I left it on purpose. Now I'm going to use it possibly to start my fire this time. I do have extras, a little more than I need. This is the Too Cool ground sheet, really, in case we don't have a place to sit or we want something to put that up. So I do have, hopefully, all the 5 C's with me. Just it's a little overdone for daylight, but we're gonna have fun. I have this side. This side is just my water filter. We're packing out water and everything. I don't know if there's water out there, but I just want to have it on me. I used to carry too much water because I was always afraid of dehydrating. So it turns out the front of this is just the right size for my bushcraft grill. It's just a flat grill, and this is what I call my food knife. It's a folding knife. It's a really nice folding knife I got from as a gift with actually my Moras that I use too. So I take it. It's what I always do my food with. It's very sharp. It doesn't rust, and then my spork goes in the front here. And then inside we have Mel's cooks stuff because hers is better than mine with a little spork. There's a lot of little folds and flaps and zippers inside this bag. It's pretty cool. This I'm going to have on me. It's just my little Mora. I do have some extra water. I'm going to carry out my Nalgene. And then I have a tarp and some stakes. I don't know, maybe if we wanted some shade or something like that. I don't have to really take anything, so I got some cordage, just the old pack. That's what I always just throw it in there. And then my medical kit. And you may have seen in the last camping video, in here I also keep a spare pair of contacts. I can see without contacts, like out in the real world. But I like to have them, especially like if I'm reading or focusing a lot. But like I do have 20/20 vision without them, it'll just give me headaches. So I don't need them, but it's a nice. That's actually all I'm packing except for my food cooler. This is everybody knows that's my beer cooler usually, but it's a good cooler. So we've got salt, pepper, garlic up in the top of this dude. Mel's got her fancy, what is it, Himalayan pink salt. I've got some lunch beers. Boom. Butter for cooking. This is real butter, a stick. Got 2 steaks, one for me, one for Mel. Got mushroom, red pepper. It's like a quarter of a red and green pepper, and then half of an onion. So Mel won't eat the rest of the veggies, but she'll probably pick the mushrooms out. And then we have 2 slices of the homemade cheesecake she made, and I've got an ice pack in there. So I mean, that's why I like this cooler. It's pretty decent as far as what you can pack in it. So this is actually going to just slide down in the backpack, since I don't have anything to speak of with me, and it'll fit. So I'll be carrying everything just in that new bag. Since I got it, I want to put it to use. Thank the company for the promotion, and I'm going to field test it today, so we'll know. Because with this cooler and stuff, it'd be about a day pack's worth of weight. So this is really kind of overdone because I just wanted to take the others. I could take this for an overnight. That's all I'd really need. I'd probably want a sleeping pad though. But yeah, it'll all fit in that pack. So I'm really happy with that pack. It's very organized. The only thing I didn't pull out, I have the generic GoPro in there. I've got my tripod and I'm taking both my cell phones. So yeah, if we can find a spot, and we can find the wood, hopefully we'll be making a fire and cooking some steak and veggies. Well, we have $2. We don't have enough cash. It's supposed to be $2 per person. We're going to go ahead and proceed on, and when we come this weekend, we're coming back, we'll just put an extra $2 in there to make up for it. Because they got a nice area here. Got a trash drop and bathrooms, and it looks like the day use area is pretty nice. So I know it costs to upkeep that stuff, so we want to make sure we give back. Before we go too, I want to put some bug spray on. I've treated my pants that I'm hiking in my shoes, but it's always a good idea to take and get around the ankle area where a tick might come up. Ticks are surprisingly big problem in Florida. Not like back home, so just around the shoes usually does it. We'll get hers. That way they don't run up our leg or anything. My treatment's still good with the Premethrin on my pants. That's like 42 days or 6 washes or something. So since we're gonna hike and we might be in the bush a little, go ahead and spray it on. Okay, we're gonna pay and get our parking pass and head out. Oh yeah, the one thing too I didn't mention, I realize I don't have a way to process wood if we can't find small enough pieces, so I grabbed my fisters. I'm just gonna carry it. So okay, we're off. We went just north. The thing at the parking says Trailhead. This also says Trailhead. So this looks like where we're going. It's just 8 a.m. to dusk is what it says. So I think we head off on this trail, and it's supposed to be marked with white bands on the trees. What's this about? Oh, is this part of the Florida Trail? Huh. Well, we're not hiking the Florida Trail. We're just going. Cool little hat there. Look at that. I wonder if they like help maintain it or something. It's got a veteran's hat there. Okay, here we go down the trail. Yeah, here's the one of the plants. Now I'm not good enough to tell which one's which and this kind, but this is supposed to be edible, but I need to look at more because the heart's the edible part, and last time I saw anything it was illegal to do with it. But one of my goals is to get a lot better at the Florida vegetation and foraging, so I have been reading a little bit. I'd like to find a class or somebody to show me, maybe get somebody to go out on a little vegetation walk. This is a different kind of woods than I'm used to seeing too. I mean, it's still got all the same stuff. It's kind of like arranged a little differently. But it's viney too. Very nice though. I like it. Well, we're finding yellow straps. Got a little information from Joe again about where to go. So we should be able to look off and see a table or a fire ring at some point, but it's also supposed to be marked with white bands on the trees. That's what one of the hiking websites said. That's one of the reasons we're coming out now, instead of when we're actually intending to camp. Look, there's another one of those palmetto things. It's a lot bigger. They look really cool too though. Big leaves. I wonder what kind this is. What tree is this? I don't know. Yeah. Definitely need to learn about all this wildlife. Okay, now, I know I'm not a real bushcrafter unless I get a scene of me walking by my camera. So don't go anywhere. I don't know if that counts because there's two people, so I might have to do it again. I just want to be a real bushcrafter. Okay, we're at an impasse here. There's A trail and B trail, and then over this way, it's clearly bike. Mel's looking to see if she can find us on the all trail. This is kind of what happened last time. I think that's starting the bike trail. So if we take the wrong way, we don't know where we're gonna end up. We've got a little bit of information about where to go. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to come out and scope this out. That way, when we bring our packs, our heavier packs, we know where to go. We've been here once, it's familiar. I've been checking out the stuff in the area, like what I can use for fire starting and how the bush looks and stuff. It'll be a little more prepared this time. It's not, like I said, I'm not naturally from Florida, so we don't want to get lost, but then I want to also figure out what my surroundings is going to be like. Since I've been to Starkey already, next time I go to camping at Starkey, which I've already got planned, I may or may not go out and find the Site 3 since I've never been there. So I think we're just going to continue straight. Then if we don't find it, no harm done. We don't have heavy packs. It's a nice day. We'll just come back this way. So we're choosing A loop. Yeah, we made the right choice. Didn't go very far at all. Get white, and then you get the yellow banded trees out there. I don't know if you could see the table from here on the camera, but it's definitely right off of this trail. So there's a fork here, and it's right out there, which is, they said they mark camping spots. So this one out here also has a little fire ring built. So these are all little camping areas, and the website said they're not specifically for camping, but they do have them out here. Oh, I'm stepping around this stuff, but it looks pretty cool. I should be getting some of that, huh? Yeah, so there's definitely been a bushcrafter here. You can see the little chair set up. I was thinking about making one of those today, but it looks like if there's one already out there. Let's go check this thing out too. Yeah, so they made, this is a tripod, and then it looks like they put an extra stick on there. So I don't know if it was specifically a chair or not, but if you take the A-frame part of that and lean it up against a tree, that's the back, and then you've got something going. But so I don't know exactly what this was, but it's kind of neat. That's one of the problems with the easy access areas is, you know, a lot of people, there's more white marks, so looks like I can go farther off the trail. Got a decent little fire pit here. I'm going to scope around the different areas and find a place to set up for lunch. Okay, this is the one we chose, partially because we forgot Mel's chair in the van, and this has benches already. It looks like there's plenty of stuff dead laying around. Some people already got some wood together. So I may go grab some more dead wood and then maybe bring it up here so that we can get a pile for the next dude too. It also looks like this is where they were breaking up some of the wood. So if I hadn't brought my axe, that's what you do. You slide the wood in there and then you push and break it off. And it looks like they were leaving some community gear. So there's some grates there too. I guess that's a nice thing of being out where other people might camp. So yeah, I'm gonna go gather some stuff up and then we'll get a fire going and make up that lunch we brought. It has rained a little bit lately. I don't know how much of a problem it's gonna be. So if you find stuff like this that's off the ground, that's gonna be drier than the stuff like here and you find laying around that's on the ground because it's sticking up. So even stuff like that's ran up the side of the tree, that's gonna be drier. That's going to be drier. So that's what I'm going to pick from. And then there's like dead stuff on there I could pull off. There's lots of good, the palmettos are great too if there's any standing that are gray that we can get to make a bird's nest. So yeah, so that's a trick I learned from watching bushcraft videos, to pick from this stuff up. And we did that on Montana too. We kept checking the stuff when we were hiking and found some with a snap that was sticking up, and as soon as we found it, we snapped it off and carried it to camp with us. So that's what you do, like when everything's wet, those are little things you can look for. Now, part of this stuff doesn't have a lot of snap. It's a little bit wet. So like I said last camping, you know, that's what fucking happens to me all the time. So I'm paying attention to which ones snap good. And I know I have some dry stuff. So I'm gonna get these broke down. I like them really small when I'm trying to start a wet fire, because I can make it hotter in the center, because you just keep building one area, and that helps to dry the wood when I start stacking it up. So nothing's perfect. Some of the wood that I found was wet. Some of the stuff over there I was talking about didn't have any snap, so I left it. The standing stuff that I pointed at, it looks pretty good shape. I thought I was in good shape because there's still, anytime you find the char in the fire pits, once you catch these with the spark, they don't go out. And as soon as you have an ember, you can start a fire, as long as you got stuff to go up with. So I thought I was really lucky, and then I started moving it around, and it's all wet. So it's sitting in that thing, probably not getting enough air to it, so it ain't gonna dry out. So there's already some logs up. I'm just gonna break these into manageable pieces. And then the other one, I'm gonna take a bunch of the small ones to get started with. That's the one I'm gonna make my starter wood and then my pencil-sized pieces with. Because like this stuff I can break up, and it's the really small wood that I can get going, and then the rest of that stick is about the right size to get it going the rest of the way with. So I'm gonna keep breaking this up. One thing I learned too is preparation is what screwed me out of a lot of fires, because you gotta have your stuff ready, you gotta have enough of it. Sometimes I didn't have enough of it. The bird's nest, always try to skimp on, can't do that, and that's one of the really important parts. And not getting the small pieces started, just rushing it. So fire is probably one of the most important things I can think of if you're gonna bushcraft. So it's so important that you just need to take your time and do it right and have your materials. Plus, when you get a fire going, you don't want it, especially if you got wet wood, which I always seem to have, you don't want it to do that work and then it go out because you didn't get the stuff prepped and dried and stuff when you're going. So fire's really important. Treat it like it's important. You can't rush like I was doing. I'll break this up and then we'll get going on the fire. I went back up the trail just a little ways and I found some dry dead leaves, several of these, which they look very flammable. And then I found lots of the dried needles on the way, and a couple of pine cones too. Just go ahead. So what I did is find some bark, and I'm going to lay this down and put some of the coal on top of it, because I don't want it to be in the wet part. Actually, that's too wet. I'm not going to do that. I don't really need it. I have enough stuff. So this is going to be a bed to keep my fire off till it gets started. I will put this over here so I can kind of stack some twigs out. So I've got the nest that I want ready. I want to get enough of these small sticks, the beady ones, itty beady, to get caught. Corporal's Corner I was watching, he said something really cool. He said you don't add new fuel source until the flames are over the old one. So that's what we're going to do. Once it catches up, then we've got some of these small sticks. These are more of the pencil-y sticks we're going to stack up. Once that gets going, we'll move to the big ones. And after that, we'll be ready to pick up some of the logs around here. May have to tripod them so they dry out, but just get a couple logs going pretty good, and then we'll have enough fire to cook on. I don't even know if I'm going to wait for coals, because we got steak and veggies. The veggies we can cook in the pan on the fire. So, okay, so first things first, I want to just get this stuff kind of mixed up real good. Some of it feels slightly wet, some of it doesn't. So, and I also want to make sure I can still pick it up. So I think that's what I'm going to start with. Okay, got a good spark. Oh yeah. Get that going. Now it's going. I want my small sticks. Just let that catch. It turned up, so everything's underneath. We'll get that going. Put my fire still back in my pocket. I got plenty of these, so I can just get some more on there. Yeah, so the flame's starting to come up. Now I'm gonna stack my dudes. I want it kind of teepee style, even though it's, because these are gonna burn down a little bit. Yeah, it's going good. Get some this way. I'll just let that catch before I put any more. I want to see how these pine cones go up. Everybody talks about them. I just want to see one burn. It's partially wet too, though. It's probably not fair. So now the fire is coming in on the little sticks. Just in case these are wet-ish, I'm going to go ahead and start putting the bigger ones up. And that'll give them a chance to dry, and it'll give the fuel, if there's enough oxygen, to get something to climb up to. It's burning real good inside. I might take some of these small ones in here just to give it a little more fuel in the middle. Getting cracked up, stuck in there. And now, it'll work if you don't have this, but it's such a good tool. So around here you can see how hot it is in there. Watch in the center. All those coals. Now the wind's taking over for me, so I don't really need to do it. I think we're good. I think we got a fire. Yeah, that's the first one I've got start to finish on camera. So that's for you, Dad. Big old chunk of butter this time. Oh, caught a bigger flame than I wanted. Okay, just melting butter for the veggies now. We can get these started.
Gonna make my veggies soft. I probably have to do more than one round of veggies. That's why I put this on. Because we don't have a big enough skillet really, but that's okay. You see, I put these up on the side so they'll start warming and drying out. But I might move them closer or grab some wet ones to put my grill across after the veggies are done cook them steaks.
I want one of these knives.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to get you one. It is a really good knife.
Mm-hmm.
That guy gave it to me too. That was a nice one.
I mean, it works great for cutting just about anything. For being a pocket knife.
I just like one special knife for my food. And it's sharp enough to do anything we need. So.
Yeah, that's why I want one. Okay, there's your veggies.
Make 2 runs with the veggies. So we got so many of them. Put them done in here. I should have split the onion really between so I can have onion with both sets of peppers. Mushrooms look big enough that Mel can pick them out. Nice and hot fire. I need to get one of those wooden spatula dudes. We're probably gonna need like a whole nother tablespoon of that butter. You want to go ahead and slice it off and just put it in the pan with the other ones. We're pretty close to the trail, but I mean, it doesn't matter to me. It would if I took Griff out here with us, though. So that's one of the reasons I want to scout too, because he won't let people near once we set up camp, and I don't want him like getting in trouble for barking at people. You want to grab the lid to this? All right. Switch up to the round 2. She brought more mushrooms? Yeah. You can have all the mushrooms. Use that as a little stand. It's already, I need to make sure that butter gets mixed up so they don't stick. These grow in the wild, but you gotta know where to find them. These are ones that are like roots. So I've harvested them. This is bushcraft. I didn't bring it. It came from the woods. One of the things I never understood, and I'll try to do it, when you eat something that you cook in the woods, if there's a camera on, you have to roll up your eyes and make noise, and it has to be the best thing in the world. You go, oh. So we'll see if I can pull that off when it's my turn to eat here. She just said we should have stopped and got her a drink. She doesn't know the rules to bushcraft, so I try to tell her she's got to forage it. You can't buy it. She doesn't drink beer. I swear, if I knock any more fucking coals into these veggies off that fucking stick. All right, this is good enough. Whoa, that's hot. All right, we got this little pot of veggies going on. I'm gonna put the lid on and stick it down next to the coals so they'll all stay warm. because I wanted the whole space for the steak, and I wanted to use the logs to hold the pan up. So if I moved the logs wide enough for the grill, the pan wouldn't hold. So I cooked the veggies all first. Everybody's got one of these. I don't think you're allowed to be a bushcrafter if you don't have one of these. So of course I got one, because I mean, I'm a real bushcrafter. Boom, just big enough for these steaks. Let me line these coals up a little differently. Oh yeah. Feel the heat up here. Yeah. These aren't anything too special. They're just regular old, like, top round steaks. The grill's just big enough to get like 3 of these on here. So 2 muy perfecto. Now we got this fancy salt shaker. By shaker, I mean a grinder, but that's all right. You know, out day tripping, you carry a bunch more stuff with you. We're both heavy garlic users, so just coat that dude with garlic. And they're already burned off, so I don't gotta worry about which kind of smoke or whatever. We're just using the heat, because I don't know all the rules or the trees that I'm around. So the deal is, there's pine needles like everywhere. Pine needles, pine cones, and certain types, the smoke's got resin in it because the wood's got resin in it. And it'll coat your food in it. It's poisonous. I don't know all the rules, so I'm not cooking on a fire. I'm cooking on stuff I already burnt. It's already burned off. The twigs that I just put on there I know aren't pine. So just using the heat to cook the steaks. I'll probably poke some holes in it too, mostly just to get the flavor inside of the meat. People say that's cheating, but you know, I don't give a shit. If Terrell is watching, he's gonna scold me for poking the meat. Terrell taught me quite a bit about grilling in general. Luke taught me a lot about seasoning and smoking and stuff. So those 2 dudes been helpful in it, because I mean, I didn't used to be able to start a grill. Now I can start fires and season meat up, and it's a journey, you know. While the meat's cooking, I want to say something, because people go out in the woods and sometimes the rules too, like you can't cut firewood. It's just because people don't know what to do and they don't respect stuff. But one rule you see broken all the time, anybody in bushcrafting can tell you, we see it all the time. Don't leave trash in the woods. Don't cut down live trees. When you leave, it should be like you weren't here. There's some bushcraft stuff like chairs left over or whatever, and you know, that's it for whatever, but the wood was already laying there. But you make sure, if you like burning trash on a fire, I know people stand one way or the other, but make sure if it doesn't burn, you take it though. Like, you can't burn cans in the fire. Even when you think it melted, when you clear the ash out, there's, you know, aluminum in there. But trash and bottles and stuff, that's the biggest thing. Like, don't leave trash out here, man. Just pick up after yourself. Be good to nature. I know a lot of people who don't go out and camp and get in the outdoors, they don't have the same connection as some of us do, but it's serious too. Like, don't throw batteries when change your batteries on your stuff. Don't litter. Don't throw tires in the water. Like, fucking just be good to nature, because It's more important than people think anyway. Season this side. Made an adjustment. Put some couple things in there. Moved it down closer to them coals. It's super hot, but I want to get them done, and I don't want to put any more. I don't want to put any more wood on it because I don't want to be having to stay too late. And I don't want to dump water on it. It's in a fire ring, so it's no big deal. But what I'm saying is I don't want to fire when I'm leaving. I want to mix the coals into the wet stuff and leave and be fine. So we're going to season this side pretty heavy. Then what happens is when it cooks all the way through, we'll flip it and cook that seasoning off on the other side. And I did get some more sticks in and make a higher flame because Mel likes hers to be seared. So after it was about halfway cooked, I threw some twigs on there that I knew wasn't pine, and then like flame kissed it for a bit. So this is going to finish cooking. Coals are hot as shit. And then that's the veggies over there. Everything should be good to go. Not a bad little camp. I would say that our test recon was successful. Mel just finished scavenging the mushrooms. I got her cook set, so it's got everything we need, but I'm gonna use the skillet and she's using the plate. So I mean, that's what we did last time. Mine I don't like because it's got the non-stick stuff, but I mean, it came with the burner that I wanted. So, but if I bought it again, I'd buy this anyway. Cut it.
Yep. Let's just finish chopping it in half.
There's a bunch of butter. You want some of this butter?
Yeah. Butter makes it better.
Yeah, that's full fat butter too. It's the flavor.
I thought about it. I put a little extra in there while it was sitting on the flame. Just to let it melt. Just because I like rubbing my steak in it.
Let's see how cooked I got my veg. No, pretty good. Just a little bit of crunch, mostly soft. Good flavor. I'll do the bushcraft thing. When I get a little veg and steak together, I'll do the thing. Here, let me get the knife so I can do it. So I'm supposed to be like exclaiming, like, "Oh yeah, look at that! Oh God, look at that! Oh yeah! Oh." I want to get enough, but I don't want to overdo it. Okay, so got some veg and some steak, dripping in butter. Here we go. You know. Oh. It tastes like steak and veggies with a lot of butter. I mean, it didn't get more magnificent because I cooked it out here. But we grill and cook on fire a lot, so. What always gets me is you take we did in Utah, I forgot seasoning. We took steak and we cooked it, and we ate it, and like, just tasted like plain meat. It wasn't like great at all. If you don't eat all your food, and you don't like, Griff's pretty good about finishing up for everybody. But something like this, you got to pick the onions out. Be careful what you feed animals. Not everything's good for them. And anyway, if you don't eat all your food and you can't get rid of it, take it with you. If you leave it here, animals come looking for the food. Then it's in there, like, they remember where they find food sources. So then they keep coming back. So what you get then is wild animals coming up where people are going to be at. So yeah, don't leave your food. I mean, we cooked here. There's only minimal impact that you want to have. I'm gonna get my grill off the fire now, so it's cool when we go to leave. See, I got mine good. It's not overdone, but it's charred on the outsides. It is all the way done though. She likes her food all the way done. And of course, if you catch wild game, it's always safer just to cook it all the way. But we get handling procedures and freezing and refrigerating and cooking, and you can get away with a lot more. But yeah, typically I eat steak still red. She likes hers all the way done. Pink, I like pink. I'll eat red. Fuck it, I don't care. Just if you just cracked a bowl over the head and you passed out, I'd eat it. Might cut a lot of the fat off in that instance, but I mean, you don't have to knock him out. I'll just bite him. Fuck it. I'm just gonna bite a cow. I'm doing it on the way home. Oh, fuck it. Oh, there's a cow. Pull over, honey. If I end up in the hospital because I got kicked in the face by a cow, you'll know it didn't go well.
Make sure I video.
Could you imagine somebody walk up and take a fucking bite out of you? Jesus Christ. Well, make sure it's dead. Looks like rain's coming. I always get rained on. Even when I don't get rained on, the wood's wet. I mean, this is what you get. It's good though, because like, I'm getting pretty good at making fire. It's always half fucking wet or soaked or raining or That's part of why like I have a tarp in my bag, even though it's just we're not even doing it overnight. It's a 1-day hike. But I might want to put that tarp up over my fire or something. Man, I just get fucked all the time. I look at the weather too, and it's like, if it's not raining, I don't take rain gear because like I'm stupid and I don't realize it's actually going to rain no matter what, whenever I leave. We're not far from the van though. Even if it does rain, like we're just out for 1 day, so electronics is all we got to worry about. And I think the pockets, the way these are in these pants, and they're a little water resistant, I could probably get to the van. I may double run in the rain though. I might jog up to the van and put the electronics up, and then come back for the kids. But I don't know. Depends on how hard it's raining. I put my tarp over me like a cape. Pretend we're flying back out. No, I brought it's a 10 by 10, so we can hold it over us. You hold one side, I hold the other. We'll be fine. If you got wet when you were doing that, would you be super wet? I'd like to go. I want to find somebody. I'll ask people in the bushcraft group, I think. I'd like to go and have some meat. Like, I'll bring some meat out with me or something, and then go pick some natural vegetation that you can eat. And have it like I'm having just steak and veggies now. I think it'd be really cool if we were scavenged veggies. And typically when I learn things, the knowledge I have is from learning it the hard way. So that means I'd have to get poisoned first. It's better if I have somebody with me who knows what's up. I look at the books and the pictures, and the problem is the stuff that we found back in Illinois, the stuff that's edible, there's stuff that looks almost exactly like it that isn't or is poisonous. And I'm looking at them and I can't tell if it's the right one or not. And I don't know. I need somebody who knows what's up to show me, especially in Florida, because there's so much different wildlife here, plants and animals. That part of the reason it's so slow is because I've been learning what to do, like for just crocs and hogs and different stuff that we just didn't have. The only predators in Illinois is like bobcats, maybe coyotes, but they're not even going to mess with you. And the bobcat population was too low. So I mean, you get coons in your food is about it. So I've been learning quite a bit, asking a lot of questions, stuff like that. So there's a lot to take in. So yeah, having people to help would speed that up. Still kind of separate. Want more crumb?
No.
Homemade cheesecake from the other day when me and Marco were lifting weights. This was our dessert. Yeah, I'm gonna eat this and make sure that fire's out. Then we'll head back up. Hopefully I don't forget the extra $2 next time. We could have parked the other place and not even used it, but we didn't know that. We'd never been here before. And like, it's not like I'm struggling, so they deserve the patronage. You look and there's a nice day use area up there. That stuff takes money to run, so it's $4. We are not gonna hurt for $4. But we only had 2 cash. And I didn't think about it until we were already out here, so next time we come, extra $2. Yeah. Then we'll camp. There's plenty of trees for hammocks. I might just string my tarp up again. I don't know if I'm gonna bring the tent. That ain't bushcraft. That tent ain't bushcraft. That's what you gotta say. That ain't bushcraft. Some of the bushcraft stuff I want to do, like, I'd really like to bring the tarp and make a little raised bed or do a chair or something like that, but I don't know where I'm allowed to do it. Like, you can't do that stuff in the preserves and things like that. And I'm still learning all the rules. So for now, like, I'm just figuring this stuff out. But I do know a couple places with dispersed camping that you'll be able to do that out now. So, I don't know. We'll figure out. Maybe do some cool little projects that don't take that much, and then ease into it when I find the places I'm allowed to go. I'm gonna finish my beer and then we'll pack up. We're not spread out or anything. I was thinking about maybe time lapse in the pack up, but we're just gonna put the food containers back in our bag. So yeah, we decided to rinse the dishes. Got fat and stuff on them, and I want to get it in the bag, so we're just rinsing it over the fire. Put the fire out because I don't want to leave. It was still smoky. It was pretty hot. It's in a ring, but I don't know. I don't want to leave it like that. So only you can prevent forest fires. Pretty good trip. Can't leave the fucking camera, jeez. Well, we made it back to the road. So, if you made it this far with us, we're gonna have a video of camping out here this coming weekend. I think Mel's coming with me. It'll just be me and her. Probably bring Griff. Yeah, pretty nice area overall. Van's right over there, so as soon as we cross the street, we're out.